Welcome back everyone. This is the second video of our week 2 lecture content for HEA 10002. To begin, I want you to spend 3 minutes completing this personal reflective task. I would like you to jot down all the factors that you can think of that create or are associated with good health or health. What are the necessary conditions, as you understand it now, for health? I would then like you to do the same thing, but for illness and disease. Please feel free to pause the video at this stage, pick up a pen and some paper and just jot down what comes to mind. This task is just for you. There's no need to share your personal reflections on this. However, I'd like you to return to this list at the end of this video to see if your understanding or reflection has shifted. Okay, let's press on. When it comes to explaining health or illness, there are certain ways in which we can do so, certain frameworks or models. Today we're going to talk about 2 such models. The first model is the biomedical model. There's some key facts about the biomedical model listed on screen. So the biomedical model is based on the assumption that each disease has a singular and specific cause that physically affects the human body in a uniform and predictable way. So it's what we call a monocausal, meaning singular cause, monocausal model of disease that was very popular from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. This model perpetuates a highly mechanistic view of the body, this idea that the body is a machine made up of interrelated parts, and that all bodies are pretty much interchangeable or not unique, nor do they have particular needs. The role of the doctor in the biomedical model is akin to a body mechanic, identifying and repairing broken parts. Why was the biomedical model so dominant? It's a great question to ask. Firstly, it resulted in significant advances in understanding disease and resulted in beneficial treatments. Secondly, it had intuitive appeal. The idea that there's a specific etiology or cause of a disease that can be located within the body makes a kind of sense. But this model doesn't work particularly well for several reasons. Firstly, the idea that diseases exist in a uniform way within the body only applies to a very limited range of infectious diseases. Most disease states are the indirect outcome of a constellation of circumstances rather than the direct result of a single determinant factor. Another reason why we don't work with this model anymore is that it has the potential to lead to biological determinism, a form of social Darwinism that has had catastrophic effects throughout history. It can also lead to victim blaming. In this model, the individual becomes the focus of intervention, and health and illness are seen as one's individual responsibility. A more holistic model, which fits with our holistic definition of health, is the Biopsychosocial Model. This model attributes disease causation to 3 factors: biological factors, psychological factors, and social factors. This is an example of a social model of disease or illness, the kind of model we advance in this unit that seeks to locate people in social contexts, that conceptualizes the physical environment as socially organized, and understands ill health as a process of interaction between people and the environment. On screen, I provided an excerpt from one of my favorite introductory health sociology textbooks written by John Jamov. So this table summarizes the key difference between the biomedical model and the social model of health. So just for context, the biopsychosocial model is an example of a social model. The fundamental point of difference is that while the biomedical model concentrates on treating disease among individuals, the biopsychosocial model and other types of social models focus on multiple sources that are risk-imposing or illness-inducing that are external to the individual, for example, toxic pollution, stressful work environments, and discrimination. When we step away from looking for singular biological causes for disease, we're able to fully appraise the health inequities experienced by different social groups based on, for example, class, gender, and ethnicity. And it is this whole-scale, holistic appraisal that we really want you to engage with in this unit.